Okay, so this is an example of you have an exponent in the base and the exponent. Excuse me, you have a variable in the base and the exponent. How do you do that derivative? There isn't a simple rule for this. What you use is called logarithmic differentiation. And all you do is you take the natural log on both sides. That's your first step. Again, you use this technique when you see a variable in the base and the exponent. That allows you to take your exponent, the logarithm rule, so you can take that exponent and move it out front. So now you have natural log of y equals the square root of x times the natural log of x. So I haven't done the derivative yet, I've just used a logarithm rule. Once you get the variable out of the exponent, now this is when you do your derivative. So the derivative of natural log of y. Well, remember this, the derivative of natural log of u is 1 over u times du over dx. That's our formula. So the derivative of natural log of y would be 1 over y times the derivative of y with respect to x. So I'm doing, that's the derivative of natural log of y. 1 over y times dy over dx. Over here, I see multiplication with variables to both sides. What rule am I going to have to use? Product rule. So I'm going to, if I call this u, square root of x is my u, natural log of x is my d. Let's figure out what those derivatives would be before I go too far here. So if u equals the square root of x, which is x to the half, du over dx, or let's just call it u primed, would equal 1/2 x to the negative a half. If v is natural log of x, what's v prime? What's the derivative of natural log of x? 1 over x times the derivative of x, which would just be 1. Okay, so now I can do u times v prime plus v times u prime. So u is going to be square root of x times v prime is 1 over x plus v, which is natural log of x, times u prime, which is 1/2 x to the negative a half. Now, I don't really want to know what 1 over y times dy over dx equals. I just want to know what dy over dx equals. So how can I get rid of this 1 over y? I'm going to multiply by y. There's probably more than one way to do it. I'm going to multiply by y. Take this side times y. Take this whole side times y. That way these y's can cancel out. So your answer would be this, dy over dx equals, here you could simplify if you wanted to. You could call this like x to the half. You could call 1 over x, x to the negative 1. Let's leave this as 1/2 x to the negative half. But instead of y, this is something that you're going to see at the end of these problems. Instead of y, they're going to substitute something in place of y right here. Anybody know what I put in place of y? What up here on the board is equal to y? The original equation, yeah. So for y, you can plug in x times the square root of x. Like that. So you can leave the answer like that. Other possibilities that you might see in the back of your textbook, but maybe when you multiply, what do you do with exponents? You add them together. When you multiply, you add them. So 1/2 plus negative 1, that'd be negative a half. So you might see those combined together. This half might be out in front of the natural log. The x to the negative half might be out in front too. Or you might move this x to the negative half to the bottom and call that the square root of x. There's lots of things that could be done. So either one of these last two steps I think would be good answers. So that's logarithmic differentiation.